Hello, welcome to Chapter 3. This is the video lesson for Chapter 3, Lesson 1. Lesson 1, you're on page 177 in your California Math packet. And the topic, if you're setting up your notes, what you probably should be doing is adding and subtracting decimals. So take a look at page 177, and then we will move on to 178. So, notes for 3.1. So you guys are going to love this chapter. The rules are simple. You follow the rules and you come up with the answer. Not a whole lot of wiggle room here. So, and a great opportunity for you to practice taking notes because there's not a whole lot of them. So to add or subtract decimals, you line up the decimal, then add or subtract, which is on page 179. But let's go through the adding first. So, just really great here. So let's see. Find the sum, and the word sum, it means the answer to an addition problem. So you do need to know that if you don't know. So find the sum of 23.1 and 5.8. So it's a good idea, and the next lesson will have you estimating. So 23.1 is close to 23, 5.8 is close to 6, so 23 plus 6 is 29. Our answer had better be pretty close to 29, or we know we did something wrong. So first step, line up the decimals. Right here, no matter how weird it looks, you just line the decimals up, put the numbers on the left or right of that, and then add as with whole numbers. And the only thing they don't include in the book is bringing that decimal point straight down. That's it. We got 28.9, which is close to 29, so we know that our answer is most likely right. Okay. Oops. Drop the eraser. So take a look at the second example. Find the sum of 29.6 and 14.7. So estimate, once you guys do this with me, estimate 29.6 is close to, write it in the box, close to 30. 14.7 is close to 15. 15 plus 30 is 45, so our answer should be pretty close to 45. So you notice they already lined the decimal up for you. 29.6, so you just write it in the boxes there. No matter how weird it looks, just line up the decimal. 14.7, decimals lined up, bring that decimal straight down. And I encourage students to do that first, bring the decimal down first before you start adding, because oftentimes you'll forget. So 13 and 14 and 4, 44.3, check for reasonableness. 44.3, is that close to 45? Yes, it is. So we can be pretty confident that that is the answer. My pen is kind of fat, so it barely fits in there. So that's all there is to it. I'm going to show you one other example with why I keep on saying, this is no matter how funky it looks. So let's do one that's kind of weird. 1.413 plus 3.6. So first step, line up the decimals. 1.413. Doesn't matter what's on top or what's on the bottom because it's addition. And then look at this. I'm lining up the decimal, and then this 3 is on the left side of the decimal. So I put the 3 there on the left side of the decimal. The 6 is on the right side of the decimal, so I put that it's in the 10th place, so I put it in the 10th place. So that looks weird. That's not what you're used to when you're adding up numbers. You're used to adding up everything on the right-hand side. That's not what you do for these, for adding and subtracting decimals. Let's see if I can erase that. All right, and then you just add it straight down. Adding zeros helps to keep everything balanced. 3, 1, 10, and 5. And look, I forgot to bring the decimal down. So if you forget to bring the decimal down, you're like, oh, it's 5,000. Like, no, it's not 5,000 because 1 plus 3, or close to 4, is 4 or 5, not 5,000. So that's a good way to check to make sure you have the decimal all lined up there. All right, so that's how you do it when it has a different number of numbers. So pause the video, try the answers, or try the got it problems down there. You should do all 3 of them. I don't think it should take you too long at all. And I'll come back with the answers in a minute. Okay, let's see how you did. There are the answers: 78.1, 37.7, 50.8. Okay. Typically, I would encourage you at this point to try to make your notes. Sorry, stumbling through my words today, to take some notes, but I'm not going to this time because subtraction is on the next page and it's the exact same thing. So I'm going to remember to turn off the answers, go to 179, and you should go to 179 too. Subtracting decimals, exactly the same thing. Line up the decimals, then subtract. You may need to annex, which is a word that we don't use too much, but it means place zeros at the end of the decimal in order to subtract. So I'll go through this pretty quickly since I think you guys probably have the idea already. I need to skip one. There we go. So here's the example. And a good idea to estimate first to see if it's correct. Now, obviously, when you're subtracting, the order does matter. So whatever number they have first is the number you have to put on top. And all they've done is line up the decimals. So you can take a look at that and make sure you understand it. Look at example number 4, though. There's a little bit different. 6 minus 4.78. So what's different about this problem? There's no decimal on the 6. So here's a 6. In order to get a decimal to line up, we have to put 0.00 after it. You don't want to end up with a problem that's like 6 minus 4.78. That should look really, really wrong to you. So that is not what you want. You want it to look like this right here. Add the decimal point, add the zeros, and then line everything up, and just bring the decimal point straight down like you did before, and subtract just like at 600 minus 478. Okay? We'll zip through that a little quicker. If you missed something, go ahead and go on back, but let's get you down to the got it problems. Pause the video. Looks like number F right here. You're going to have to be careful because it's a whole number there, and all the rest should line up pretty nicely. So pause it, and here are the answers. 5.872. You can read the rest of them there. $10 over there. I'll do one of them just in case you've got those. You need some help with those. If you've got it already, go ahead and stop the video. Take care of your notes. This would be a good time for you to practice taking your notes. Just write down adding and subtracting decimals as your title, and then write down the steps for it. And then check your notes against the notes that I have there, rather than just copying it. But back to letter D. For those of you that, need to double to see how you got that answer. So I'm rewriting this right here with the decimals lined up, putting the first number on the top, and then bring the decimal straight down, and then just subtract like normal. 3 minus 1 is 2, 4 minus 7 you can't do without borrowing, so 14 minus 7 is 7, 9 becomes an 8, and 14 minus 6 is 8, 8 minus 3 is 5. And that lines up with this answer. And again, check for reasonableness. 9.5 is close to 10, 3.6 is close to 4, 10 minus 4 is 6, and 5.87 is pretty darn close to 6. Okay, so that's it for now. Hope that made sense to you. Have 178 and 179 ready to show to us tomorrow.